Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you to Training Thursday inside the Marketing to Millionaires Success Circle. So the first thing that I want to do is for our brand new members, of which we have a ton, I want to welcome you to the Marketing to Millionaires Success Circle. What you are going to learn very shortly is that this community is unlike any community on the planet whatsoever. We are a community of high-performing entrepreneurs who are committed to scaling our businesses from 6 to 7 to 8 figures strategically by working smarter, not harder. And one of the ways that we work smarter is by marketing to people who can afford to buy our services right now. And we teach you that through our programs, Marketing to Millionaires. So I want to welcome you all. I know a lot of you have registered for our upcoming Marketing to Millionaires Executive MBA. Guys, this may be the last time that we run this year. So if you are interested in joining us, now is the time. You can register right now at marketingtomillionaires.com. This is our week-long event, and we do a little mini training with a little mini homework every single day. And what we're doing in that is we're helping you build your Marketing to Millionaires strategy. There are a lot of really phenomenal components of this. We are going to give you the foundation of being able to market to affluent clientele. And we're super excited to bring this to you. So that is kicking off shortly. Make sure that you register if you have not yet. Make sure that you refer a friend and that you tag us, and you will get an invite to our private happy hour live networking event that is going to be happening during the event. So make sure that you do that. My team will post details below, or you can talk to your profit advisor. All right, so for those of you who are also brand new to the circle, I want to let you know and just remind you very quickly of some of your membership benefits. So some of your membership benefits are that obviously you get access to this community. You get access to these amazing trainings, just like the one we're going to do today. You also get a free ticket to the executive MBA, the Marketing to Millionaires Executive MBA. So you get access to that. Plus, one of the things that we provide you is and that's all of you get that in your basic membership. However, there's a whole nother level, and that is our premium membership. And within our premium membership, which by the way is free, we are also going to provide you the opportunity to have your very own profit advisor. So you schedule a conversation with your profit advisor. They're going to learn a little bit about your business. You guys, this is not a sales call. That's not what this is. It is for us to get to know you, to really get an understanding and an overview of your business, and for us to be able to connect you not only with other amazing human beings in this community, because there's a lot for networking, partnership, potential client relationships, but also we are going to be able to hook you up with a bunch of different resources, whether it be, depending on what you're working on in your business, we could hook you up with previous Training Thursdays, podcast episodes, blog episodes. We've got also behind the scene closed door events like the positioning workshop, or like networking events, like speed networking events. Those are only applicable to our premium members. And how you get that is you book your profit advisory call, or your profit acceleration call with a profit advisor. If you want to book a call and you've not figured out how to do that, just drop that in below. Say, I'm ready to book my call and become a premium member. Again, it's absolutely free. As you jump on here, please do introduce yourself. Give yourself a shameless plug. Let us know who you are. Let us know where you are from, and also put in a link to your website and or your primary social media profile so we can see what you are up to in the world. All right. So with that being said, let me introduce myself formally. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kelly O'Neill. I'm a brand marketing and profit strategist. And for the last 20 years, I've been helping entrepreneurs just like you guys around the world learn how to not only market to affluent clients, but really to position yourselves as the go-to authority in your market. And by doing that, and then also really creating business strategies to help people rapidly accelerate, I help entrepreneurs get out of the hustle and grind mentality. I help them stop doing all the things that are not working anyways. And I help you create like a very specific strategy for you to get the results that you desire in your business and ultimately help you scale from 6 to 7 to 8 figures. And so that is what I have been doing. I have a podcast called Marketing to Millionaires. Obviously, I run this group. I've got a very successful program with the most amazing entrepreneurs ever called the Marketing to Millionaires Business Accelerator. And I am a Forbes and Entrepreneur contributing author. So I've got a lot going on. I've got a lot of experience, and I am here to share that with you guys today. Also, really quickly, if you guys have not given StreamYard the ability for me to see you, I can only see people who have given me that access. So I see someone saying like, good afternoon from Michigan. I don't actually know who that is because you guys haven't given StreamYard whatchamacallit for that, the access. All right, so today we are going to jump in and we are going to talk about the 3 types of digital courses that the affluent buy. So I want to back up and I want to talk to you about a couple different things. So number one that I want you guys to know about is, there's a very big difference between mass marketing and marketing to affluent clients. A very big difference. So I'm going to tell you right now that 99.9% of everything you've ever learned about creating digital courses, about creating courses, is mass marketing. And here's the challenge with that. And I'll give you guys some very specific statistics. So I am a very big fan of Kajabi, like a very, very big fan of Kajabi. We use it all the time in our organization. And it's also a platform that a lot of digital course creators use in order to house their content. So I'm going to give you some real life data about things. And I'm actually going to switch my screen here so that I can see the numbers firsthand right now as we are live. So I don't know, I don't exactly know what was I going to just say? I just lost my train of thought because I'm looking at 2 things at once. I don't know how many people are utilizing Kajabi, but here's what I can tell you. In the Kajabi, the Kajabi user group, like the main group of Kajabi users, there are 25,000 members in their group. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know how many people that have Kajabi are actually in the Kajabi user group, but regardless, it is going to give us a market sample. So I want to give you these numbers. So in the official group of people that are looking to build digital content and courses online, there are 25,000 people, okay? In their next level group up, which you have to qualify to be in, there's something that they call the Kajabi Hero Group, right? And the next group is the Gold Group. And the Gold Group are the people who have achieved a $100,000 milestone in Kajabi, okay? So these people, through Kajabi, have sold in their lifetime, however long they've had it. It could be a month, it could be 5 years. They've sold $100,000 worth of digital course products. There's 1,000 people in this group. Okay, so from 25,000, so 1 in 25 people are actually breaking 6 figures utilizing digital courses. Now, I also happen to be in the Kajabi Millionaire Mastermind, right? And in order to do that, you have to have sold $1 million in the lifespan of having the product. There are 29 people in this group. So 29 out of 1,000, 1,000 out of 25,000, and that's what the revenue numbers are showing. And I think that's really important for you guys to know, because a lot of times what's happening is, and when I teach the profitology process, a lot of times what's happening is people are going directly into digital course land and they're trying to launch their business around digital courses, and they've got the cart before the horse. So they're trying to leverage, right? They're trying to leverage before they've created cash foundation, which is not what we recommend, right? It actually slows down your progress a lot. And also for those of you who are digital course creators, like right now, I'm running an ad campaign in the current marketplace as I record this, and I have the most amazing social media company ever who runs all of my ad campaigns. We don't ever do that stuff ourselves, right? Because it's way too, it's way too, like you have to be on top of this stuff. Like this needs to literally be your full-time job to figure out what's going on with Facebook ads. And I have to tell you, like really quickly, just so that you're aware, that my company, they're basically they'll tell you if you're not at least willing to throw a couple $1,000s in ad spend, not including management fee. So if you're not even willing, like basically if you don't have $5,000 to put into your ad campaign, it's not even worth doing it. Okay. So it's not even worth doing it. And what I also want to tell you is every single lead that we get right now is costing us currently $34 a lead, right? So the way that the people that are creating the $1 million, they're very sophisticated marketers. They're running ads. They're putting a lot of money into ads. They've been in this game a long time. They either have an audience or they're buying an audience through advertising. So a lot of times what I see happen, and I know and the reason I'm giving you all this information now is because I know a lot of people are going to see this topic and they're going to be like, yes, I want to create digital courses that affluent people are going to buy. And I want to let you know that there is a order to this. You need to have cash first before you try to create those digital courses, if that is where you are going to make your bread, and if that's where you're going to try to make your bread and butter, because so many people are getting sold into this pipe dream of leverage and digital courses and online marketing and online businesses. And ultimately they're spending so much money to get no traction. So we don't want to do that. All right. So don't get the cart before the horse. You want to have cash first. You want to have private clients first. You want to get to 6 figures first before you even try to do a digital course. Number 1. All right. So now let's just pretend that you are at 6 figures and you're wanting to do a digital course. You're wanting to do more leverage programs. I want to talk to you about the kinds of programs that affluent individuals buy, because it is not the same. If you utilize that marketing, I know, Laura, I'm so happy you're here. Yes. Cash first before creating digital courses, right? So with that being said, here's the thing that and by the way, you guys, I don't feel bad if you've gotten taken down that route. I did too. I got into my business, and when I got into my business and I had come from corporate America, I started out consulting, and I had a multi-6-figure business my first year by marketing to affluent clientele. That's how I did it. I marketed premium services to affluent clientele. I had a multiple 6-figure business. And then I got pulled hook, line, and sinker onto this whole digital course thing, and realized that the way that people, they make it sound so easy, like you've got this amazing information, like they sell to our egos. Right? They're like, you've got all this amazing information. Your time is too valuable for you to be working one-on-one with people. You need to record this in a course and just sell it, and you're going to put it online, and money is going to start rolling in. That is not the way it works. That is bullshit. And I promise you, I invested hundreds and thousands of dollars when I initially got into this, trying to make that scenario work, until I realized that's not at all how it works. How it works is when you finally have the audience build up and you've got the money to buy the ads, then you can make something like that work, as long as you have a team. But it requires a lot more strategy and a lot more money to market that way. It can pay off, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. But you've got to make sure, again, no cart before the horse. So let's get the horse behind or in front of the cart. So you've got this going, and now we want to market to affluent clients. Here's what I want to tell you, okay? Here's what I want to tell you is your affluent clients probably are not going to buy digital courses. And I'm going to tell you why. If you think about, and if you've watched some of the other trainings that I've done, where I've talked a lot about the affluent mindset and buying behaviors, your affluent clientele are incredibly busy. They want it done for them. They want hand-holding. They want on-demand services. They want access, and they are willing to purchase, like they're absolutely willing to invest money in that. They are willing to pay for the access to you and for the done for you services. They're willing to pay for it, and they're totally fine with it. They just want it handled. They want to reduce their mental load. If you guys are not familiar with this concept, again, connect with your profit advisor who can link you up with all sorts of past trainings where I've talked about this subject exclusively. They can point you directly there. Okay, so now I want to tell you that there are occasions that your affluent clients will purchase digital courses, and I'm going to tell you what those occasions are, and I'm going to tell you how to position them to be effective for you. Okay. Now, this isn't just my opinion. This is, if you ask any of my colleagues, my peers that are running multi-million dollar businesses, they don't have time for this stuff, right? Like, they're looking for reduction of mental load. They're not necessarily looking to learn stuff as much as they are learning to get a strategy to execute it, whether that be in their business or their personal life. Right? They want that personal support. Oftentimes they want that accountability, not because they're slackers, but because they are busy. And that's so important. All right. So I want to tell you a couple of the different kinds of courses that people do buy. All right. So if you are marketing to a business, right? So if you are marketing business services to business clientele, so business to business, here's what I can tell you. Your affluent clients will buy things all day long that are specifically aimed to be plug and play for their team. So if I want my team, as an example, to increase our, let's say I am working on, I'm trying to think of, I can tell you right now. So one of the things that I really wanted to work on was up training my leaders within my organization. So I subscribed and bought trainings around leadership that I specifically utilized to train my leaders within my company. So it actually becomes a part of their onboarding, and it's not content that I have to create. It's content that I agree with and that is in alignment with our culture and values, and that I can plug and play for my team members. And also, one of the things that's really great about this stuff is that it's evergreen, meaning that, like, I don't have to pay my team to go to a training. So when you're training your team, there's a couple things that you have to consider. Number one, is there time in, like, do I want to pay for them the time and money and travel to go and get training? Because you have to recognize too that not everyone is going to be with you forever, right? And so you've got to think about that. It's like, so if there's like a $10,000 training, I better best believe that my team is that team member, if I'm going to pay for them to go to that training, that they're going to be with me for years so I can return on investment of that training. What's better is if I have a digital course training that I can plug into my system and utilize it to train my team. Okay. So that's number one, is getting that, having a type of training that can train a team. Okay. That's the first type of training that they will buy. All right. The second type of training that your affluent person will buy is what I call in lieu of an expert. So there are certain types of information or certain things where the expert who's teaching it has become so cost prohibitive, right? And this is actually something that occurs. This is something actually that occurs in our business. Because of the level of clientele that I work with, not, a lot of people can't afford to work privately with me. So the alternative to that is, the alternative of that is to get into one of our group programs or to take one of our digital course trainings. So, I'll give you an example. It's like if someone wanted to hire me to do a one-day consulting with them, it's $20,000. Now, my affluent clients are like, well, that's a no-brainer because you're going to create a multi-6, 7-figure strategy for us. You're going to identify everything that's wrong in our business. You're going to get us properly positioned. You're going to, you're going to give it, like, we're easily going to return it. It's not going to cost them a dime, right? They get that. But not everyone's in the position yet, especially when you're just ramping up your business to be able to afford that. So we have like digital courses that are a couple $1,000s. So it's like 20,000 or 2,000. And if someone is even, burgeoning on affluent and, or like there was one mentor that I actually did buy. It's very rare that I'll even buy a digital course ever. The other type of thing is that, so the other type of course is like, to consult with this person was $300,000, or you can buy their $5,000 course. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like I'm going to buy the course because I didn't want to invest in that particular person for that subject. I needed the information, but that's not really where I wanted to invest my marketing growth dollars. So when there's that much disparity, now again, you have to be positioned properly to be able to charge those rates. Does that make sense? And also, let me just tell you, on that particular investment that I was talking about, I can also tell you that people were like running around being like, oh my gosh, they did a $9 million launch. It cost them $10 million to do the $9 million launch. Now that they were fine with that because there was a very specific strategy of upselling people to consulting in the back. So ultimately they made millions of dollars, but not off their digital course, right? It was really a loss leader to get people more into other things, even though, and they were wanting to get a really targeted audience of people that could afford to invest $5,000 into a digital online course. Okay. So that's the other kind, or, so if you're not able to do work with the expert personally, either because they don't take those clients or because it's cost prohibitive, and the only way to get the information, which that person is the go-to expert in, then you're stuck with a digital course. It does not mean they're happy about it, but oftentimes if they want that information enough, they're going to be willing to buy it. And also they might even just throw their team member in to take it and bring back the nuggets because they don't have time for that. Does that make sense? They don't have time for that. Okay. The third type of coursework that people are willing to buy that are affluent are what I would really call more of like a hybrid, right? It's more of like a hybrid. And this is really more of your Henrys. So high earners, not rich yet. When someone is making like $100,000 to $250,000, they may not quite be in the place, depending on what's going on in their business or in their life, they may not quite be in the place to invest those super premium prices into your private service consulting, but they might be willing to do a hybrid. They are probably not willing to just do a straight course, right? They're probably not willing to do that, especially if it's not well positioned, right? If you are not the go-to expert, if you're not positioned that way, if you are offering something that 100 other people out there are offering, or 10 other people out there are offering, and it's all the same thing, like that is the kiss of death in digital coursework. Your digital courses, if you're actually creating them, should be solidifying you, and it should be the only one that they can really come and buy in the marketplace. It should be very specific. It should be an extension of your brand. Again, getting the horse before the cart, right? So you've got to make sure you have all of that before you start expanding into that digital course, where otherwise you're going to waste a ton of money. However, your Henrys might be willing to do what I call a hybrid, meaning that they might be willing to do something like, again, instead of spending that amount of time, let me give you another example. So right now, currently, although we are going to be raising the price significantly for our Marketing the Millionaires Business Accelerator after the next executive MBA. Right now, if someone wants to consult with me privately, for one day it's $20,000, or for a year it starts at $100,000. So not everyone's quite ready for that yet. So we have a hybrid program that offers a lot of support combined with the digital training. So rather than me having to train, we've got a very specific curriculum. It's very curriculum based. And then we have a lot of support in there, right? So that's really more like creating a program. So some people, when that's what's available to them, they will choose that option. I will also tell you that if you allow people to have their teams in there, that they will put their teams in there to learn. I've done this previously. I've signed up for people's, programs, coaching programs, consulting programs, whatever. I've signed up for programs that not only am I retaining the digital training, again, that's really important to retain the digital training so that you can use it over and over and over again in your business. So like, as an example, I had a previous marketing manager that I've now parted ways with, but I invested a ton of money and time and training into time and resources into her training. Well, she's no longer here, but guess what? I still have those trainings. So now the next marketing manager that came in is now taking those trainings. So it looks like a really good, it's a really good, like a cross, right? And especially when you can get someplace where they can go, that they are going to have an expert to be able to ask for implementation, and that becomes their result. Again, you'll notice that I'm not saying that I'm buying all these digital courses and taking them myself. I don't have time for that. Your affluent clients do not have time for that. They just don't. Right? That's not their jam. And even if, this doesn't even go into the whole, like how we set up these programs for specific, specifically for affluent clients, because you cannot do it the same, right? If you set up your programs in the way that you in Marketville, your affluent clients are not going to be interested. They're going to be like, oh, that's just going to confuse my team and waste time and, yada, yada, yada. So you've got to make sure that you properly position it and that you properly sell it to these people, because they're going to see value in that. All right. So far today, I just want to recap. Here's what we've talked about. We've talked about the 3 different types of digital courses that affluent buy. Number 1 is pure team trainings. Number 2 is if you are in the position where you have absolutely created a level of authority and expertise in your brand position in the marketplace. That does not mean you have a website and a logo. That means that you are actually recognized as the go-to leader. Like, let me just tell you, there's been many, many, many people that you guys know, because you follow them, that have put their teams through the Marketing to Millionaires training. Right? They want their teams to get that training so that they can execute on their behalf, and they're willing to pay for that training. So there's that level of, when you're no longer available, right? In lieu of the expert, in lieu of the expert, like this is your only option, and or you can't get to one of their trainings or something like that for a really long time, but you want to do it now. This is the in lieu of the expert. And number 3 is the hybrid for the Henrys. And that is like really creating a program. Again, I would make this inclusive of their teams at that level. Or it could even be that, if for personal and professional, or for personal development, it could even be that you're offering it could even be that you're offering like a specific support group or something like that for personal development. Okay, so those are the 3 kinds of courses that affluent clients are going to buy. I want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. But we also talked about making sure you don't put the cart before the horse. When you don't have money and you don't have a brand position and you don't have an audience, now is not the time to be doing a digital course, right? We get those things going first. So first we get cash in the door, right? Income before impact and influence. So first we get cash in the door by working one-on-one with private clients. Number 2, Lauren's so excited. She's like, I'm dead. This is so good. Right? Like this is the kind of stuff we're constantly training about in here because it's so different than the marketplace. So the second thing that we got to make sure that we do is we got to make sure that you guys that you guys have the right infrastructure to be able to serve this. And you need to make sure that hold on, let me back up. I lost my train of thought. Number 1, we got to make sure that we've got cash first before we even do this, right? Income before impact and influence. The second thing is you've got to be building an audience, right? So if you are going to be going into this, once you've got that cash, we're then investing the cash in building a qualified audience. Once we've got the qualified audience, then we create stuff to sell to that audience, right? That's the way to do it faster. People think, well, no, I'm just going to take the course and go straight to the audience. You have no one to sell to. They don't know who you are. You might not be properly positioned. You might be saying the exact same thing as everybody else. And it's ultimately going to be you creating a digital course. This could be like you creating a digital course and spending 4 to 6 months of your time doing that, which, by the way, there's a cost to that. So if you want to be earning $10,000 a month and you are setting aside income producing activities in order to build your course, it's costing you $10,000 a month to build your course, okay, at minimum. So that's $60,000 that you invested in building your course, not to mention the graphic design work, all the other things that you had to invest in to get that set up. And then you go to sell it and you don't have an audience and you don't have budget to buy an audience or to get in front of the audience with the level of noise that's out there. And then ultimately what ends up happening is you've spent all this time and money. And I hear this, I cannot tell you how many times I've heard this. You sell nothing, or you sell like 3 courses. And that's why in the Kajabi portal, which, by the way, big fan of Kajabi, we use it all the time. We actually have an affiliate link and training for you guys if that's something you want to get into. That's not the thing, right? It's like, that's why there are 25,000 people in the main Kajabi group, but only 1,000 that have actually made more than $100,000 from digital courses. And we don't even know what else they're really selling through their cart, and only 29 that have hit $1 million, right? That's why, is because those 25,000 likely have the cart before the horse, and they're not going anywhere. So don't be that person. All right, you guys, if you like today's training, I want to know like your biggest takeaway right now that you are getting from this. I want to know your biggest takeaway right now. I want to know what you're going to change differently. If you know someone that could use this training, refer them into the circle. Refer them to the Marketing to Millionaires Executive MBA. Make sure you tag our team or you let us know, because we're going to give you an amazing access to a networking cocktail party, like a virtual cocktail party, a networking event, the Thursday of the intensive. So we would love to invite you to that. My team, again, can drop some language below for you, or they can tag you in it if you're interested. Make sure that you can always ask your profit advisor for any help and support that you need. They can point you very quickly in the right direction. That is literally their job. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today. And I will see you next week on Training Thursday. Thanks so much for joining us, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, everyone.